Right now, live at 5, Judge Amy Coney Barrett is back for a second and final day of questioning at her Supreme Court confirmation hearings. And in the final weeks before the election, both presidential candidates are trying to turn out key demographics in battleground states.
A judge in Sawyer County, Wisconsin, blocked an order put out by Governor Evers limiting indoor capacity. What it means coming up.
Hunters are looking high and low for ammunition.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Welcome to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Madison, Wisconsin. Today we're getting reaction from Wisconsin businesses after a lawsuit shot down a recent order from the governor limiting business capacity to 25%. Good evening, I'm Kristen Baki.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Shut down again. Another pandemic safety order by Wisconsin's governor has been blocked. This time, it was the Democrats' statewide capacity limit on indoor public spaces.
This news today as Wisconsin sees some of the worst COVID-19 case numbers in the country. CBS 3's John Cardinelli is in Superior tonight and has the details.
The order announced last week by Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers would block most indoor public places to only operate at 25% capacity, and that includes bars and restaurants. However, the Wisconsin Tavern Association filed a lawsuit against that order in Sawyer County, and today the judge hearing that court case decided to block it. This means the rule will be blocked until the case can be heard again on Monday morning, when the state gets an opportunity to defend it. The Wisconsin Tavern League's president argues the order unfairly targets their industry as restaurants, bars, and supper clubs did not cause the pandemic. The lawsuit states Governor Evers did not go through the rulemaking process and called his order illegal. Governor Evers released a statement saying the order is consistent with a Wisconsin Supreme Court ruling earlier this year. We caught up with Superior Mayor Jim Payne today. He says these constant rule changes are tiring, but we must respect the decisions our public officials make.
I certainly recognize that the governor has the authority to take emergency action in a statewide emergency. That is a very clear power that he has. And I'm especially glad that he's listening to experts and scientists and not politicians or special interest groups.
And you may be wondering, can mayors enact similar rules on their community? The short answer is yes. However, Mayor Payne says he will not do so unless the Douglas County health officer advises him to do so. And Mayor Payne says he wants his community to continue to stay safe if they are going to go out. That means keeping social distanced and wearing masks.
All right, thanks, John. And the judge's decision comes a day after Wisconsin reported a record-breaking day for COVID-19 deaths, hospitalizations, and new cases.
While a report by Minnesota Republican senators blames Minnesota's top leaders for what they called failure to control violent protests in the Twin Cities. The report says Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey failed to control days of violent protests that followed the death of George Floyd. Republicans believe it was a slow response to an escalating situation and that leaders hesitated to deploy additional law enforcement. More than 1,500 properties were damaged or destroyed in the Twin Cities over several days. Senate Democrats described the report as a political document which they were given little time to review.
Minnesota House members are still hammering out the details on what's expected to be a roughly $1.3 billion bonding bill. If passed, the money would be used to fund infrastructure improvements statewide. Democrats who control the House are hoping to pick up the 6 Republican votes that would be needed for approval if all Democrats vote yes. If the bill clears the House, the Republican-controlled Senate could take it up on Thursday. The bill is the biggest piece of unfinished business left over from the 2020 regular session.
An Iron Range nursing home is now one of 2 across the state to call in Minnesota's National Guard for COVID help. The National Guard members just wrapped up their work at Hibbing's Guardian Angels Health and Rehab Center. 4 nurses lent a hand. So far, 38 Guardian Angel residents and 27 staff have tested positive since March. 9 residents have died, 6 have fully recovered and moved out of their COVID unit.
A Chisholm High School basketball legend. That's how Bob McDonald, the most successful high school basketball coach in the state of Minnesota, is being remembered today. McDonald died this morning after testing positive for COVID-19 at the age of 87. The native of Chisholm, Minnesota, won 1,012 games as the Blue Streaks head coach and is one of only 20 boys basketball head coaches in the nation to do so. McDonald retired as Chisholm's head coach in 2014. We'll have much more on his legacy coming up tonight on the CBS 3 News at 6 and 10.
The race for the White House has entered the home stretch. There are just 20 days remaining until the election on November 3rd, and the candidates are making their final pitches to undecided voters, especially older voters in swing states. We've also learned that Barron Trump tested positive for COVID-19. Deborah Alfarone is at the White House with the story.
With less than 3 weeks to go until Election Day, both presidential campaigns are focusing on the handful of swing states that will likely decide who wins.
Simply put, it's a choice between a socialist nightmare and the American dream.
Wednesday morning, President Trump delivered a remote speech to a group of economic clubs in Florida, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin.
The choice facing America is simple. It's the choice between historic prosperity under my pro-American policies or very crippling poverty and a steep depression under the radical left.
The president is traveling to Iowa Wednesday evening for a rally at the Des Moines airport. As many as 10,000 people are expected to attend, despite the state's rising number of coronavirus cases. First Lady Melania Trump revealed today that her 14-year-old son Barron had tested positive for coronavirus. She said that the president's youngest son never exhibited any symptoms and that she and Barron have since tested negative for the virus. In a statement, Joe Biden said the president is going to Iowa to, quote, spread more lies about the pandemic and distract from his record of failure. Biden was in Florida on Tuesday looking to shore up his support among older voters.
The only senior that Donald Trump cares about, the only senior is senior Donald Trump.
Last night, the president tweeted a photoshopped image showing Biden in what appeared to be a nursing home. It was captioned, Biden for resident. The second presidential debate was supposed to be held Thursday night. It was canceled because President Trump refused to debate remotely after he was diagnosed with COVID-19. The candidates are instead going to hold separate televised town hall meetings.
The final debate between President Trump and Joe Biden will take place on October 22nd.
In other national news, Judge Amy Coney Barrett faced a second round of questioning at her Supreme Court confirmation hearings. Members of the Senate Judiciary Committee pressed Barrett on the Affordable Care Act and the powers of the president. Judge Barrett continued to offer few clues about how she'd rule from the bench on key issues, but she did give her views on the powers of the executive and judicial branches.
As a matter of law, the Supreme Court may have the final word, but the Supreme Court lacks control over what happens after that.
A committee vote on Barrett's nomination is scheduled for Thursday. Democrats are expected to request a hold, pushing that vote to next week. Following Judge Barrett's questioning, Democrats have a slate of witnesses scheduled to testify against her nomination to the Supreme Court. They're expected to discuss health care and voting rights.
And let's get a quick look at the weather now with Dave. Dave, some more much-needed rain fell this morning.
Yeah, for a lot of towns it was in the third of an inch range.
Okay.
Of course, in a few minutes I'll show you the latest chart on how much has come down so far, because there's still a chance for more here tonight. But this low pressure system, of course, is keeping that high wind going. So first, let's start by giving some advice to late season boaters who might think, oh, can we get out and boat tonight? Probably not. No. Gale warning over the entire lake and a small craft advisory for both north and south shores. And as a boater myself, I know I'd like to get one more ride in, but again, tonight is probably not the night. Maybe tomorrow will be a little bit better. It'll clear up tomorrow as that low pressure system leaves and takes its showers with it. Higher pressure coming in brings high pressure indeed, and for Thursday and Friday, sunnier conditions, but cooler conditions. High temps only around 40 or so. So Thursday's day planner says we'll start out near 30, but maybe finish only around 43 degrees. Rain chance may linger till early tomorrow morning, but then give way to a clearer sky, both for Thursday and Friday. But Saturday, we're still talking a chance for some flurries to mix in with our rain showers. We'll talk about if anything will stick coming up in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, the community is invited to discuss new fishing regulations in Tower, plus Cloquet residents may soon be able to raise chickens on their own property. City by City is coming up next.
And tonight at 6, some small businesses are starting to get back on their feet after the initial impacts from the pandemic. How special grants and programs are helping them along the way.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS 3. CBS 3 News is brought to you by Steel Power Tools.
For a limited time, Home Furniture has put everything on sale, and you can finance it free for 6 years. 6 years of zero-interest financing plus free no-contact shipping. Hurry, store-wide savings plus 6-year financing ends Saturday only at Home Furniture.
Let the celebration begin with Stokey's Liquor. We have everything you need to set the party off right. For your next dinner party, backyard barbecue, get together with friends, or private gathering, stop by one of our convenient Stokey's Liquor locations. We have a full selection of beer, wine, and spirits, all at unbeatable prices. No need to go anywhere else. Stokey's Liquor has everything you need. Make sure to visit us online at stokeysmeatmarket.com for weekly specials. Stokey's Liquor, with locations in Hermantown and Lakeside.
It isn't always easy living in the Northland. Up here, we have to count on our neighbors and let them know they can always count on us. I have the honor of serving our community in the state assembly. Down there, I'm fighting to make healthcare more affordable and broadband more accessible. My opponent has other ideas. He wants to help companies like Foxconn give tax cuts and bailouts to billionaires, leaving us behind. I'm Beth Myers, and you can always count on me.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I must give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
Now at Home Sleep Express, get zero-interest financing on any Tempur-Pedic for 6 years. Plus, Home will give you a $300 shopping card, free delivery, setup, and a 120-day comfort guarantee. Zero-interest financing on Tempur-Pedic for 6 years at Home Sleep Express.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here is a live look at kind of a wet and soggy Grand Rapids as we hit the halfway point of the week. Dave Anderson will have your full weather forecast coming up in a few minutes, but first, let's take a look around the region.
Nonprofits in Ashland are getting their share of a massive grant, plus Cloquet residents could soon have the opportunity to raise chickens in their own backyard.
That sounds fun. That and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city.
Starting off in Tower, where the Minnesota DNR is hosting a public meeting to get feedback on proposed fishing regulations. The new regulations will pertain to sunfish on Bear Head and Low Lakes in St. Louis County. The meeting will be held tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the Tower Civic Center. The new regulations would implement a bag limit on sunfish to 5 to 10 in order to improve fish quantity.
Now let's head to Cloquet, where there has been an update on a proposed chicken ordinance. A few months ago, we told you about community members who were calling on the city council to allow residents to raise chickens within city limits. Now, the council is taking some action. The Planning Commission has moved forward with a proposed change to allow just that. The ordinance change would come with some requirements. Chicken owners would not be able to raise chickens for slaughter and would need the approval of neighbors within 100 feet of their property.
And finally, in Ashland, 2 area nonprofits are joining several others across the state in receiving $1 million worth of grant funding from the Green Bay Packer Foundation. The Brick Ministries received $4,000, while the Ashland County Aging Unit received $3,000. This year's grant money was focused on supporting organizations that aid in homelessness, hunger, and elderly care.
If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city.
Still to come on Live at 5, a scramble for ammo, how a shortage may impact Northland hunters this season.
Here's a live look towards the Hibbing-Chisholm area where the sky is gray and the roads are wet and there are raindrops on the camera lens. Our rain chance has paid off and could continue to do so for a few more hours. We'll talk about when the next big change is coming our way right after our break.
Season 2 is here, y'all. And yes, I am in an eye patch. How much more, Kelly, can it
The
get?
Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS 3.
For the past 10 years, Healthy Systems USA has been helping people lose weight. Are you ready to be next? Save $200 off a 2-month program and get free shipping. It's our 10th anniversary sale. Save $200 and free shipping at Healthy Systems USA. Order now.
This year,
more than ever, we are urging you to get your flu shot. During this pandemic, it seems there are so many things we can't do. Well, this is something we can do.
flu shots are now widely available throughout our community, including at St. Luke's and Essentia.
It takes just a few moments, and getting a flu shot protects you and those around you.
Let's do everything we can to stay healthy.
Let's get our flu shots. On behalf of Essentia
and St. Luke's and our entire region, thank you.
Is your child on track? As a caregiver, we love watching babies reach milestones, like that first smile, that first giggle, first steps and words. Some children need a little extra help to learn and grow. If you've noticed that your child isn't reaching certain milestones, don't worry. Free help is available for children ages birth to 5. Whether your child is at home, in daycare, or in preschool, the Help Me Grow referral system connects you to the early intervention program in your area. Visit helpmegrowmn.org or your local school district to make sure your child is on track.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS 3.
For the past 10 years, Healthy Systems USA has been helping people lose weight. Are you ready to be next? Save $200 off a 2-month program and get free shipping. It's our 10th anniversary sale. Save $200 and free shipping at Healthy Systems USA. Order now.
Northwest Outlet is your ARE truck topper headquarters.
A brand new season is here. And yes, I am in an eye patch. How much more, Kelly, can it get? Air hugs only, people.
You're the most beautiful pirate.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS 3. CBS 3 weather is brought to you by Stokey's Meat Market. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, let's start by talking about the rain totals that have come down so far. And I say so far because there's still a few more hours of rain that could be coming our way. We'll zoom into the picture here. You can pick out your favorite towns, and a little more than 3/4 of an inch International Falls, a bit more than a third for Hibbing, close to a third in Grand Rapids, and a little more than a third in the Twin Ports here. 0.6 of an inch in Ely, almost a ½ inch for Two Harbors. The rain hasn't quite crossed the border with full flavor into northwestern Wisconsin or the UP yet, but there's an 80% chance it will tonight as our low pressure system continues to progress around the region. Current temperatures at the airport in Duluth, it's 48 degrees, warm enough to keep it all rain and not a rain-snow mix. But once the sun sets, there could be some flurries mixed in with the rain as well. And once we get into the weekend, there's a chance a little bit of that light snow will try to mix in too. We'll talk about if any of that's going to stick in just a bit, but more current conditions indicate the wind is northerly 8 miles per hour, but still could gust towards 20, even 30 miles per hour as the night goes on. Hence another gale warning for the lake. Air pressure is pretty low, 29.34 inches or only 993 millibars. Current temperatures run from 47 to 52 in the Upper Peninsula, and we're looking at a range of 47 to 57 for northwestern Wisconsin. It's gone back to cooler by the lake for Superior, so after a couple of days of being kings of temperature, well, now they're at the tail end of the pack. Hayward is winning today at 57. Minnesota numbers have an even bigger spread here, as cool as 37 in Orr to as warm as 59 in Moose Lake. So this shows where the bulk of the low pressure system is bringing its precip and its cooler winds wrapping around northern Minnesota. It will eventually, with its cold front, conquer the rest of the region. So we take a look at the Doppler map right now, and the rain for the most part has been on the lighter side, though there have been a couple of cells in northern Minnesota here that have become just a little bit more potent. Nothing severe, but bringing much needed rain. Again, the bands of precip in northern Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula have been on the thinner side so far, but you have a chance for the back half of the low to thicken up and bring you more rain as our night goes on. And then for tomorrow, higher pressure settles in behind the departing low, and it'll be sunnier but cooler both for Thursday and for Friday. And then the next low comes to call for the weekend, and that's the one that has a 40 to 50% chance, we'll call it, for some flurries mixed in with a little bit of rain. And there's a slight chance a trace will try to stick Saturday and Sunday morning, but with high temps in the afternoon into the 40s, it isn't going to last long. Forecast here tonight. Here's what we get in Minnesota. Range of low temps could actually dip into the upper 20s up north and go as warm as 35 degrees near Lake Superior. 70% chance for more rain. 80% chance for that rain to come across Wisconsin and Michigan with lows in the low 30s. For tomorrow, daytime highs only the low 40s for Wisconsin and Michigan, but with sunshine, so that's a partial victory. It'll be partly cloudy to mostly sunny in Minnesota as well, with high temps there going 38 to about 45 degrees. And now taking a look at the extended forecast here. Temperature-wise, we run a narrow range of 38 to 43. Sunshine Thursday, Friday. There's the chance for the rain-snow mix Saturday and Sunday. Cleanse the palate Monday, and another chance for precip Tuesday and Wednesday.
Highs in the upper 30s. I don't know that I'm ready for that just yet, Dave.
Jacket shopping time coming?
I think it's going to have to be.
New winter coat?
New winter coat,
Keep your mind off it.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Well, Minnesota hunters are getting things ready as deer firearm season is just around the corner, but some may be missing one very important item. That would be ammunition.
Yeah, that's because many stores across Duluth are all out. CBS 3's Leanne Valdez spoke to one store that says they don't see an end in sight for this shortage.
Hunters are looking high and low for ammunition. In a couple of stores I called say that they're all out, and it's going to be that way for a while.
One store in particular, Shellstrom's Bait and Tackle on Rice Lake Road, says they've been pretty spotty all summer long with their ammo supply. Their shelf is usually stocked full with different kinds of ammo, but lately suppliers haven't been filling as many orders, says store owner John Shellstrom. The Bait and Tackle business did get one box of ammunition this morning, but only got shotgun shells, which Shellstrom says it will help bird hunters, but not so much deer hunters. Shellstrom says hunters are scrambling.
I'm hearing it from my customers that have been to other shops, and you always think of the big box stores of always having such large amounts of inventory, and they're saying that even all the big box stores are wiped out.
Shellstrom says he thinks the reason why is because of people getting out more with the pandemic.
Deer firearm season begins in Minnesota November 7th and for Wisconsin 21st.
Thanks, Leanne. Coming up at 6, we'll hear about what hunters can do to make sure they have a successful hunt this fall.
Still to come, a tragic scene in Ely after a 13-year-old was stabbed. Details when we come back.
It's coming. You ready? Because Toro's Snow Days sale is here. With the #1 brand in snowblowers, you will dominate winter. And now during Toro's Snow Days, get up to $100 off select 2-stage snowblowers, up to $40 off select 60-volt battery snowblowers, and up to $50 off select single-stage snowblowers. Plus great financing offers. Win winter with Toro.
Right now, millions of people and billions of devices are connected to the internet. Homes, businesses, hospitals, schools. The security and reliability of these connections are more important than ever. That's why at MediaCom, we've built a network to protect them. A network that sees threats, fixes problems before they occur, and keeps you going with 99.99% network reliability.
We insure your car because some people never learn to park. That's simple human sense.
Ask J3 Insurance in Duluth if auto owners make sense for you.
Here at Angie's Closet, we are a consignment boutique that carries a variety of women's clothing and accessories in all shapes, sizes, and styles that are friendly on your wallet. Come let Angie and her team style you from head to toe in an outfit that is just your style. We feature name brands like Calvin Klein, Banana Republic, Chico's, and more. We are honored to have been voted the best consignment store in the Northland for 2020. Stop in today at Angie's Closet or find us online. We're located on Tower Avenue in Superior, Wisconsin.
This pandemic is like an earthquake that's shaken our lives and highlighted our challenges, like helping people and businesses recover while building a stronger and more just America. And that's why I'll work with anyone in either party to get things done in the Senate. One example, I've taken on the drug companies to make lower-cost drugs like insulin available. I'm Tina Smith, and I approve this message because I will move hell or high water to do what it takes to help my fellow Minnesotans.
I support Pete Stauber because Pete Stauber has working men and women's backs.
Pete Stauber has worked to get our economy reopened and bring jobs back to Minnesota.
Pete doesn't care about politics. He cares about doing his job and creating jobs for us.
Fighting for our jobs, fighting for our families, fighting for our way of life.
This isn't about politics. This is about protecting jobs in Minnesota. Pete Stauber's there for us when the rubber meets the road.
Pete Stauber for Congress.
I'm Pete Stauber, and I approve this message.
Hello, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet. For the month of October, we are offering free installation for bathtubs, showers, safety tubs, and surrounds. Get your dream bathroom with free installation. As always, you can still get one of our great financing options for low monthly payments, or 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2022. This offer ends October 31st, so call us today or go online to book your appointment to take advantage of this amazing offer. Bath Planet, out of this world service, down to earth price.
Season 2 is
The
here,
Kelly
y'all.
Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS 3.
With colder weather on the way, St. Luke's has moved its drive-through COVID-19 testing tent. The site was located near the hospital's Miller Creek Medical Clinic. It will now operate out of the former emergency department garage on 1st Street in downtown Duluth. The drive-through garage will test people exposed to someone with COVID-19 or those who were ordered to get tested by their healthcare provider. The site is open Monday through Friday. You can find more information on our website.
An Ely teenager has been charged with attempted murder after allegedly stabbing another teen 13 times. According to Ely police, it happened last Thursday near Miners Lake. That's where a hiker found the 13-year-old victim in a ravine, confused but conscious. The victim later told police he was assaulted. Court documents say he's related to the 16-year-old suspect. The suspect is being held at Arrowhead Juvenile Center in Duluth. A motion was filed to hear the case in adult court. That could be decided during his court appearance next week. The victim is in stable condition at a Duluth hospital. He told police he and the suspect were on a walk when the stabbing happened.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, Melania Trump reveals her son Barron tested positive for the coronavirus. Tonight, what she's saying in a personal essay about the first family's fight against COVID-19. Plus, a CBS News exclusive, Gayle King sits down with Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, what he says about the night his girlfriend was killed by police. And as the coronavirus makes a comeback across the country, are holiday gatherings safe? Dr. Anthony Fauci answers your questions. That's all tonight on the CBS Evening News.
CBS 3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. Need a flu shot? Find flu booth dates and locations at essentiahealth.org.
Truck toppers, lids, liners, and accessories. Northwest Outlet is your truck topper headquarters of the Northland. Northwest Outlet has a large variety of ARE toppers for all makes and models of trucks, foreign or domestic, in all kinds of custom colors and styles and free installation. ARE's smooth, sculptured profiles and tight fit make it hard to see where the cab ends and the topper begins. Beautiful and rugged ARE has the highest quality construction for strength and durability. Northwest Outlet, 1814 Belknap Superior, the store that saves you more.
Here at locally owned Adolphson Real Estate, we are ready to help you find the home of your dreams with no extra fees. Take a look at this beautiful ranch-style Verndale home in Wright, Minnesota. Please call our Cloquet office for more details. Call us today to schedule a tour at Adolphson Real Estate.
I'm Quinn Nystrom, and I pay $600 a month for 2 vials of insulin, and that's with insurance. Meanwhile, drug company profits go up and up. It's why I refuse to take their money for my campaign. But Pete Stauber has taken tens of thousands of dollars from corporate interests and voted 5 times against lowering the cost of prescription drugs. I approve this message because I know we literally can't afford Pete Stauber in Congress.
Access North, celebrating 35 years of service throughout northeastern Minnesota.
The Center for Independent Living provides so many valuable services for so many people of varying disabilities.
Access North is a PCA choice provider for personal assistance. If the need is help with daily activities, ask about their homemaking services. Access North is now hiring for homemaking positions. Work for a great service provider. Contact Access North today.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS 3.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park. Let's take a quick look at some of today's top stories and a peek at what is still to come at 6 o'clock. Shut down again. Another pandemic safety order by Wisconsin's governor has been blocked. This time, it was the Democrats' statewide capacity limit on indoor public spaces. This news today as Wisconsin sees some of the worst COVID-19 case numbers in the country. Superior Mayor Jim Payne says he wants his community to continue to be safe and advises those going out to follow social distancing rules and wear a mask indoors.
Meanwhile, a report by Minnesota Republican senators blames Minnesota's top leaders for what they called failure to control violent protests in the Twin Cities. The report says Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey failed to control days of violent protests that followed the death of George Floyd. Senate Democrats described the report as a political document which they were given little time to review. And tonight at 6, some small businesses are starting to get back on their feet after the initial impacts from the pandemic, with many taking advantage of grants and services offered by groups like the Entrepreneur Fund and the Small Business Association. What these regional leaders say is needed to keep the momentum moving forward. We'll have more on that tonight at 6.
All right, Dave, we've seen a lot of off and on rain showers, at least here in Duluth. Is that going to continue throughout the day?
Yeah, more off and on rain showers will go on and off to about sunrise tomorrow morning. Then the day will start to clear up. So once we get into Thursday, should become clear to partly cloudy, but cooler than normal. The normal's 53. Best we'll manage is 43. And then we won't even manage that on Friday. 40 for the high temp. Overnight lows will dip into the 20s here, and that sets the stage then for a chance for a rain and snow mix, both for Saturday and Sunday, and it's going to try to stick, but I think just a trace to maybe an inch, and briefly too, because it should melt quickly.
All right, we'll see you at 6.
Thanks for joining us.